What's up, guys? This is Alex with Judas Resale. Welcome back to this week's video. Today we're going to talk all about the first week sales update and see how we're doing on our eBay journey. Let's jump in. All right, so here we go. We're going to jump into our first week of eBay sales for our DVD challenge. We officially started the month of April with 250 DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks listed on my eBay store. We did run a promotion as well of buy two, get two. And the goal is really just to do a case study of how many DVDs can we sell. And guess what? I have great news. They're selling. So we have around 275 DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks listed right now. And so I'm gonna give you kind of a full-fledged update on week one. Week one total sales, there's a few in there that I think would surprise you. You gotta think, anytime I give out a dollar price for a movie, remember, I have very little into each DVD because I bought most of this in a pallet back last year. So many times when I make $5 or $6, I'm happy with that because my profit is a lot higher than you might think because I have a quarter into it, if that. So, and of course, buyers pay shipping. So I kind of include all of that in my price. So keep that in mind when you hear some of these low dollar amounts. Just remember, it takes very little time to list a DVD. It takes very little time to ship a DVD. And realistically, as long as you're driving by a post office, you can drop it off as well, pretty cheap. So all of the costs, all of the things that kind of go into, does your time matter? It does. But if you're selling a lot at one time, just keep that in mind. It can add up and it can make it worth it. So this is what we're going to talk about is first week. So the number might not be a lot, but there was 11 DVDs that officially sold. That's right, everyone. Groundbreaking, 11 DVDs. Now, there is an interesting part to those 11. First off, they were all independent sales. So those were actually 11 independent buyers. I think that is interesting because I started the month off with a huge promotion where I'm essentially giving away 2 movies if you buy 2 from me. So, and most of my prices are below $10. So realistically, you can get 4 movies under 20 bucks, really anything in my eBay store, but that's so far not happening. So comment down below if that's interesting to you, that's not actually, promotion's not really going on. I am checking, make sure it's on, it's working. I constantly add items to it, and I've shared on Facebook as well to kind of get the exposure. So anyway, 11 orders, that's what we have for DVDs for first week in April. That brought in a total sales of $129.20. That's right, $129.20. Now you might ask yourself, that's a lot per movie. What did you sell? Now there is only a little bit to that because there's one main movie that I sold. It was a very rare movie. I picked it up for $2 from a friend. It actually was a 4K movie and it had the slipcover, okay? And I'll pop up a listing for it here of what it sold for. So as you can see, I bought that for $2, and in the first week of our DVD eBay challenge, we were able to flip that bigger DVD right there at the beginning. So I was really stoked about that. And that's one of our major drivers for this week's sale. So $129.20. You might ask, what about shipping? What about taxes? So now some of this is going to be hard to calculate, but I did go ahead and deduct at least the shipping because I did pay for the shipping out of pocket because I buy it into my listings as free shipping. So when the buyer pays $5.99, I pay the $3.19 shipping. So after shipping, it looks like our total take-in for week one as far as how many DVDs can sell is 11 and how much can they make profit. Right now we're looking at $94.11 in 1 week of selling DVDs just on the eBay platform with a minimum 250 items listed. So there you go, folks. There's our total week one, $94.11. Now I want to talk really quick about what else drove some of those sales because there is some interesting things. One is the week one results on the eBay platform. 60,900 people were able to see some of our listings. 60,900 was the actual number that eBay gives us for total impressions. Interesting enough, 0.5%, so 0.5% was click-through. So click-through rate was 0.5%, and then for week one, our overall conversion sales was 2.6% conversion. So I don't really know much about all of this, but I think it's interesting for you if you're out there, if you want to compare numbers. 60,000 impressions, 0.5% click-through rate, and my conversion rate was 2.6 for just April 1 through April 7th. So we'll do a follow-up video next week to see how we're doing in week 2, and we'll see how much money we can make in the official month of April when we do our eBay DVD challenge. All right. The last thing I want to talk about, and I mentioned it in a previous video, was pallets. I have some interesting updates with the pallets. You ready for this? All right, folks, we talked about Blu-ray pallets. Now comment down below before I even get close to telling you, how much do you think a Blu-ray pallet is? I called our distributor in Dayton, Ohio, spoke with our gentleman there, very nice person, of course, and he talked to me a little bit about how fast Blu-ray pallets are selling. So here you go, here's the number for what he told me for what a Blu-ray pallet would cost, not including the freight to send it to my location. Bum, bum, bum. $3,000 for one pallet, and one pallet contains 3,000 Blu-rays. So you have $1 per Blu-ray, and you're buying in bulk of up to 3,000. And that's not including probably another $200 to freight it to you as long as you've got a loading dock. So you're looking at $3,200 for a Blu-ray pallet. So if you're in the Midwest area and you're interested in Blu-ray pallets, comment down below, let me know, get in contact with me. I would love to help you out and get with those folks in Dayton, Ohio. $3,000 will get you 3,000 Blu-rays. So if you're looking to buy your collection, there you go. There's the price tag for a huge collection. But I want to compare that because maybe you don't know how much it costs for a DVD pallet. So here we go. If you clicked on this video and you wanted to know more about DVD pallets, this is what you need to know. I have a current connection in Dayton, Ohio, and anybody really can get this connection. It's not really just to me, but you can get roughly 1,200 to 1,300 DVDs, okay, per pallet. You can get about 1,300 DVDs in a pallet. They're selling them right now for $175. $175. And so I did some quick math just because I wanted to kind of show you like the amount of money you could make with DVDs versus Blu-rays. So if you just put a bare minimum price on Blu-rays of $3, you're gonna make $9,000. Now that's after, of course, the $3,000 up front that you're gonna have to reimburse yourself and things like that. So roughly $6,000 is what your profit's gonna be, not taxes, not anything like that, all the other stuff. Then DVDs. So you have to ask yourself, so $175 worth of a pallet of DVDs. Let's say you buy 2 pallets, okay? So like I did last August, I bought 2 pallets, around 2,700 to 3,000 DVDs. Give or take, give them $1.25 a piece just on resale average alone. I think $1 is what they quote. I think $1.25 is higher because I'm in the market and I'm able to see that DVDs typically move. I think still at a good price, $1.50, people have no problem paying with that. But even an average of $1.25, you're looking at $3,440. So you're looking at an upfront cost of $175 per pallet. Then you have the shipping. So roughly, $400 or $500 investment, you could turn that into $3,400 as well. So compare your numbers, which is worth it to you. You got to think about the time and effort that takes to list all of these DVDs, to lot them up. They are heavy. There's a lot of things that I didn't think about when I first started, but if I were to do it again, if my advice is to anyone out there is to sell it in increments as far as buy in bulk, pick through it, find someone that knows a little bit about reselling that can use their phone for scanning, scan through it as much as you can, bulk it up as much as you can, bulk it as first, and then I would go through individual. I wouldn't go individual first. I think it would be a lot of time. So I think get rid of a lot of it, a local garage sale, make bulk deals on Facebook Marketplace, do eBay auctions, and then maybe do a store and just get some of those more rare DVDs, some exposure, sell those as well to kind of give you your cost back. Eventually you'll have your profit back, or your cost back, and you'll be in the profit. So that's my advice. Today's video is super long, but I wanted to give an update because I mentioned it. And if you're in the business of Blu-ray pallets and DVD pallets, I wanted you to have some more info about the current market here in April of 2022. So if you like this video, please, I know it's a long one, make sure to like the video, comment down below where you're from. I'd love to get to know you. So please go ahead and subscribe. There's more content to come. That's our first week update. Again, $129.20 was what our gross was. And we have, of course, a take home of $94.11. So that being said, we'll see you on the next video. Peace.